Hello everybody, this is Stephen Howson, this is Full Time Devils, and this is the huge X11 debate. We're going to talk about what's the best team that we can make with players that used to play for Manchester United, because there's absolutely loads of them in there. Ex-academy players, ex-first team players, there's United players littering every league, more or less, around the world, and we're going to find out what is the best 11 that you can make with it. And we have got Paul from Rant, we have got John Shin, and we've got Mr. Adam McKola joining us today to go through all of this lot. Lads, how are we doing?
All good.
Real good, thanks, Steve. Buzzing.
We are bringing back the cards to figure out who's going to go first. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pick a card. I'm going to hold it right next to my heart. I'm going to say, Paul, what do you think this card is?
The 8 of spades.
Adam, what do you think this card is?
7.
John, what do you think this card is?
That's a 4 right there.
John wins it. It's a 5.
Ooh.
John, we're going to start with a keeper, and you're going to tell us what you think the best ex-United keeper is. So these lads are going to build an 11 with their picks, and then I'm going to decide which 11 would be the best 11 once we are finished. So John, start with your goalkeeper. Who do you reckon you would like in net?
I felt like goalkeeper was a little bit more difficult to decide in terms of the availability of selection. I know we have a few out there, but we had to pick this based on form, and I had to go with Tom Heaton. I felt like he was a crucial part in Burnley's season, not only last season, but this season as well. They've had a decent start, and not really too much to discuss in that department.
McKola, you are second. Give us your goalkeeper.
All right, with Victor Valdez. I know Tom Heaton's playing well, but I think if you're picking a best 11 and you're picking a world 11, and you're looking at all our ex-current players that are still playing, I think Victor Valdez stands out for me. World Cup winner, Euros winner, Champions League winner. Didn't play much for Manchester United, but he did play for us. I don't think did Heaton play for the first team much? I don't think he
made
did
a first team game
at all. So yeah.
So does Paul have somebody that has maybe actually played a little bit more for the team? Paul, what is your goalkeeper choice?
I can't do it. I know I should. Like go, oh, well, he's picked Heaton and he's picked Valdez, so I'm going to pick Ben Foster. But I'm not, because he said that it was anti-Glazer protests that was the reason Man United didn't win the league in, I think, 2010, whatever year it was that Chelsea won the league and we had all the banners. So no chance I'm picking that absolute traitor. So I'm going to go with Tom Heaton as well, because as Adam McKola said, Victor Valdez, Champions League winner, World Cup winner, relegated with Middlesbrough. He's clearly fallen off a cliff.
You get a medal for that these days, Paul.
He's fallen off a cliff, and he did exceedingly well in a team that basically could have played without a goalkeeper. So whereas Tom Heaton is in a team that really, really, really needs a goalkeeper. So yeah, I'll go with Heaton.
I'm a bit surprised no one's given Dean Henderson a shout. Absolutely smashing it this season. If we're going on form, I think Dean Henderson would have been the most obvious choice out of all of those that we've picked. But there we go. We've got a couple of shouts there for Heaton. Victor Valdez is a good one, I guess, in terms of the CV that he's got. But this is an interesting one. If we're going to assemble an 11, is it an 11 that we need to play this weekend? I think that's what we should be really thinking about. Right, time to pick another card then. So here's the card that I'm going for. John, you won the last round, so you can go first on this one. What card do you reckon it is?
That's an ace.
Adam, what do you reckon it is?
7.
And Paul, what do you reckon it is?
Ace is high or low?
I like aces low myself.
Okay, then 8.
It was a 9.
Ooh.
Did you go 7 again, Adam?
Did Paul say ace or 8?
8.
Oh, Paul's got it then, innit? I said 7.
Yeah, all right, we'll go high every time. It's just one dividing it. So, Paul, you are going first. Give us your defence. I think there should be some interesting picks in this.
Yeah, I just want to briefly say I would still have a Premier League goalkeeper over, especially like, is Henderson even an ex-Red? Do we count loanees? I'm not sure. I feel like loanees is dodgy territory. Anyway, back 4. I mean, right back is such an easy pick. Like, everyone's obviously going to have the same right back because we're all right-thinking, decent human beings who pick
Hang on. Don't throw accusations around like that.
All-time legendary humans and very good right-backs at that. Rafael da Silva is obviously almost first name on the team sheet.
Well, I thought he was going for Danny Simpson then.
Almost first name on the team sheet, because the left back is actually the first name on the team sheet, because I'm assuming I'm managing this team, so I get to hang out with them. And so obviously I'm picking Patrice Evra at left back. Centre back pairing, I actually think it's quite straightforward, the centre back pairing, but people have very strongly varying opinions about how good Johnny Evans is. To me, Johnny Evans, Gerard Piqué, there's barely a debate about this. Some people prefer your Ryan Shawcross is a little bit more physical presence, but I want class on the ball. And 2012-13 Johnny Evans and 2012-13 Rafael da Silva. Of course, we're picking them as they are now, but actually Evans has kind of shone in that West Brom defence, even playing for a Tony Pulis side that doesn't necessarily fit his skill set brilliantly. And obviously Gerard Piqué is Gerard Piqué. So yeah, Rafael, Evans, Piqué, Evra.
Fires balls into Messi by day and balls into Shakira by night. What a lad. Anyway, next up was McKola. Do you want to give us your defence, mate?
I hate to say I picked exactly the same back four as Paul. I've written it down as well, so I've got my team written down.
It's not countdown, mate. You don't have to show your working.
Rafael, Evans, Piqué and Evra. I think I looked at the centre-halves as well, and I think Johnny Evans is one that could still probably play for Manchester United. I think he's one that probably shouldn't have got sold. When you look at some of the centre-halves that are still at the club. And I just think Evans and Piqué would be a centre-half partnership that could start and be successful for most teams. And Rafael and Evra at fullback. I mean, there won't be much defending going on, but it'd be beautiful to watch, won't it?
John, please tell me you've got Craig Cathcart in here, because I'm not feeling the love for him at the moment.
Unfortunately not. I went with a similar one. I think there's a minor change. I went Evra left back, Rafael right back. I also went with a central defensive partnership with Johnny Evans, but I went for Michael Keane here. There's a difference between Michael Keane and Shawcross for me, but I felt like we need a little bit more youth injected in that team. And I think a combination between Johnny Evans and Michael Keane would have been a decent shout, considering that Johnny Evans isn't the kind of player that Tony Pulis would sign. I felt like he's kind of a little bit more snaky. He's got a different kind of playing style on the ball. But for Tony Pulis to sign him and for Johnny Evans to excel in that squad, I feel like he's got a bit of room for positivity and he's got a bit of room for a compliment here too. And based on current form, they're not doing too bad either. So I'm going to go for a back four of Evra, Michael Keane, Johnny Evans, and Rafael da Silva.
No Piqué in your back four?
Unfortunately, that's a very good shout, but unfortunately, Piqué is not doing too well. I think the last season he hasn't been doing too well. I think he's sort of more in a decline, if you'd rather. And yes, he might be quality at the on his day, but based on current form, I didn't feel like he was doing too well.
That's a big shout, mate. Is anyone thought there was on the list a little bit considered or didn't consider? What other centre halves?
Michael Keane was on my subs.
Yeah. The same for me. Michael Keane would be next in line, probably. I mean, I mentioned Shawcross.
Premier League winning Danny Simpson's not even had a shout. Unbelievable.
Obviously not. Obviously not. I'm not. No.
Even Barella would have been ahead of him at right back for me.
He fails the terrible human criteria. It's a problem.
He's got medals. Are you here to win or what? Right. Let's pick another one. Who won that one? Paul won that one. Paul, you can go first.
8.
Adam?
7.
All right, imaginative, I like it. John, what are you going for?
6.
It was a Jack. It's the same order again.
So I'm playing a 4-2-3-1. So I'll give you the 2 holding midfielders at this point and put the attacking midfielders in with the attackers, shall I?
Okay.
The 2 holding midfielders I've gone for, after some thought, were Morgan Schneiderlin after no thought, and Danny Drinkwater. I'm not too happy about it. I'm not too happy about picking Danny Drinkwater over Bastian Schweinsteiger.
But okay.
But listen, the thing about Bastian Schweinsteiger is we have seen ample evidence that much as he's a fine gentleman and still a fantastic leader, perfectly good on the ball, he's not Premier League ready.
Have you seen him tearing it up for Chicago Fire?
Exactly.
Oh,
MLS, is exactly where Schweinsteiger belongs, and I mean that with nothing but love in my heart. So Danny Drinkwater is kind of the functional alternative. Also, like, just a perfectly good player, would do the kind of shuttling. Schneiderlin could perhaps be the slightly more free of the two. Not the most exciting central midfield partnership, but we've got the most exciting central midfield partnership in our actual team. So that's why the ex-Reds is not so exciting. But I think they'd do a job to build a platform for the stunningly exciting attackers.
Adam, give us your midfield.
I went with kind of like a 4-2-3-1 as well. So I'll and I put the midfield in it, Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger. I thought about Danny Drinkwater, and I just thought to myself, I'm making an 11 here, and it's an imaginary 11. So for that reason alone, I cannot pick Schweinsteiger. I cannot pick Danny Drinkwater over Schweinsteiger. So I had to go with Bastian Schweinsteiger in the midfield.
Where was Nick Powell in your consideration?
He wasn't considered at all. And if he come into it, he would have been probably one of the more attacking players, and he's not getting into that at all. So yeah, I went with the midfield, and I'm looking again another World Cup winner, and we've got Schneiderlin to do the legwork for him, so don't worry about it.
We forgot the World Cup.
By the way, this is a midfield that Louis van Gaal endorsed, by the way.
Yeah, that's a midfield that literally we know for sure doesn't work.
Well, they've never had Raphael and Evra behind them, so...
True.
You know.
John, give us your midfield.
It sucks I'm going last because I also had Maurice Schneiderlin and Danny Drinkwater. But now I think about it, I was going to go for 4-2-3-1, but I think I'm going to sit a little bit more forward, and I'm going to think a bit more advanced, and I'm going to go 4-3-3. And I think I'm going to include Rooney in this selection and say that Rooney
oh God,
sitting up forward. It was a very hard choice for me between Rooney and Kagawa, considering how Kagawa had a great season last season, but he hasn't been able to do much. He had a dislocated shoulder. Japan is not doing so well either in terms of World Cup qualification, so he just missed out in that sort of forward midfield, attacking midfield role. But I had to throw Rooney in there. And I haven't watched Everton too much, but I felt like Schneiderlin's been a little bit more active. You know, he sat a little bit deep, playing in that single pivot holding midfield role at Manchester United while he was here. But I think he's been playing a little bit more advanced, if not a little bit more active, and covering the pitch a little bit more. He looks a little bit more industrial. And I think if we play in a 4-3-3, we can have Drinkwater in the holding or Schneiderlin in the holding, whoever you'd like, and sort of rotate that three. And I think Rooney plays a big role in this squad because I think distribution is key. And whoever I leave in that forward line, you need somebody with Rooney's distribution skill. You know, he's got his diagonals. He's not the midfield. He's not the quality forward, but he's got the diagonals. I know Paul's laughing at me all day, but he's got the diagonals, and I think that's kind of.
Schweinsteiger's better than Rooney in midfield. Sorry, man.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I wouldn't sit him necessarily.
Have you just really picked Wayne Rooney as a number 8? He'd be more useful as a number 8 bus.
John, in the words of Jose Mourinho, maybe a 9, maybe a 10, never an 8. Definitely not a 6.
Is Alan Smith still playing?
Okay, guys, you know what? I'm
Can I pick Alan Smith?
I'm done.
You are done.
Yes, sir, I am.
You've just played a
Might as well wrap
midfield
this shit
free
up
with
now.
Rooney in it. I know it's early in the morning, John, but come on.
My 3 and the 1 in front of it. So this is the 3. Angel Di Maria. The man who's apparently a snake, but is he really? Kagawa, Cristiano Ronaldo, with
Danny Welbeck! No.
Big man up top, and that hurt me because I had to put Van Persie and Berbatov on my bench.
Interesting. Certainly got firepower.
Yo, that could win a Champions League.
Who was in your midfield?
Kagawa in the number 10, Angel Di Maria, Ronaldo providing the width and Falcao up top.
Didn't you have Danny Drinkwater in that team, though?
Say it again.
Did you have Danny Drinkwater in that team? Okay,
No.
let's move on.
I'm on my bench.
Who was your midfield? Oh, you went for Schmidfield, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Paul, give us your attackers.
Yeah, I just made a last-minute substitution, so I wasn't exactly the same as Adams. Even though I'd love to pick the same team as Adams.
Go with
just for the
Januzaj, aren't
charm.
over Ronaldo.
I decided to drop Ronaldo. I did not, in fact, decide to drop Ronaldo. He's in the team. Ronaldo wide right, Di Maria wide left. I mean,
Kieran Richardson.
Like Adam said, there's lots of accusations about Di Maria's character, which were so wide. Like, man comes to Rainy City with madman manager, doesn't enjoy himself, is a snake. It's weird.
Yes, that is a snake.
Yeah. At number 10, the wonderful left foot and general magicianship of the dearly departed, much missed Shinji Kagawa. Honestly, if I could have a magic wand for one United signing to have worked out in the last 5 or 6 years that hasn't worked out, I would have gone with Shinji. And up front, I think actually Falcao's skill set isn't the one that's necessarily needed in this team, because actually this is such a creative team that they're going to just create chance after chance after chance. And actually, Ronaldo's going to be shooting from 40 yards all the time. So you need someone to get on the end of rebounds. The king of getting on the end of rebounds, Chicharito up front. Yeah. No. Chicharito up front just to snaffle all the chances created for him by those fantastic players behind him.
So run for that for again. You've got
Ronaldo, Kagawa, Di Maria, Javier Hernandez.
John, give us your forwards.
So before I decided to take my creative
approach, someone didn't pick Ronaldo.
No, he was joking. He was joking.
I was joking.
I know, but can you imagine someone didn't pick Ronaldo?
John definitely didn't.
Yeah, so I didn't pick Ronaldo. No, I'm just kidding. I went
Tevez,
initially. In my initial forward line, I had Ronaldo, Rooney, Di Maria, and Falcao. But because for conversation's sake, I'll leave Rooney out. We'll go Ronaldo, Falcao, Di Maria. And
you had Rooney twice.
No, I'm saying like before when I had the 4-2-3-1 chat, but now I'm gonna, now we're in that 4-3-3. So I got the Ronaldo, Falcao, Di Maria forward line.
So you forced yourself to include Rooney in your team, which has knocked your team out of shape and left a better player on the bench.
No.
Sounds eerily familiar, that does.
All he was saying was he had Rooney at number 10 in a 4-2-3-1.
Sounds like
switched to a
4-3-3 all over again.
Guys, Rooney, just embrace it. It's Rooney. Until some shit snaps in his leg, he's gonna be there. He's gonna be in your heart. He's gonna be in your head.
You've kept
everywhere.
Rooney on the pitch to keep Federico McKola out of the team, haven't you? That's what you've done.
Yes.
It's a ballsy call.
You have to give me that credit. But anyways, as I said, I think Ronaldo, Falcao, Di Maria sort of speaks for himself. But I think more so, if I may, sort of take some shots at the fact that, again, Shinji Kagawa should not belong in an 11 because he hasn't had a good season. Pardon?
We're going to fall out.
Okay, well, I love Shinji Kagawa. He was initially in my 11, but based on current form, I don't think he's going to have a spot in this side, only because he hasn't had much game time. He hasn't been doing much for the Japanese team, and he hasn't really done to sort of revamp this Dortmund side. Although Dembele, now that he's gone, he's going to have more chances, and I hate the fact that I had to leave him out.
John Shin. I love Wayne Rooney, but we're having this conversation again, and I don't know why we're doing it.
He's even left us, and he's still coming up.
Did you see him against Manchester City when he scored that goal? Scored the goal, great. Watch the rest of the game, man.
That's the thing is, I think he would be a little bit more beneficial to the squad than Kagawa. Period. I can't say anything more. I can't say anything more before I get slapped like virtually by Adam and Paul. But I'm done here.
Shall I tell you who doesn't agree with you, John? Sir Alex Ferguson.
Listen, I just want to say, I think it's relatively reasonable to choose Rooney in a team of ex-Reds, so long as it's at number 10, but only relatively.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
for the same reasons I picked Valdez, of course. But
it's not even that early for you, Paul.
We love Wayne Rooney, but John.
Relatively.
Right. I'm going to I'm going to go back through all of yours. John, give us your 11 in full so we can mock and, listen to it.
I got to go first.
Just give us your whole 11, yeah.
All right, I got Heaton in goal.
No laughing, everyone.
I got Heaton in goal. Back four, Ebra, Michael Keane, Johnny Evans, and Rafael da Silva. Midfield, 3. You include Schneiderlin, Drinkwater, and Rooney up top in that triangle. I don't know. And the forward line with Falcao, flanked by Ronaldo and Di Maria.
That rescues it for you.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't really matter what the rest of the team is.
He left PK out and brought Rooney in. Okay. Paul, give us your whole 11.
Tom Heaton, Raphael Evans, PK Evra, Schneiderlin, Ronaldo, Kagawa, Di Maria, and Javier Hernandez to snaffle up chances up front.
Okay. McKola, give us your whole 11.
Victor Valdez, Raphael, Evans, PK, Evra, Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger, Di Maria, Kagawa. I could forget Cristiano Ronaldo and Falcao. Yes, right. Yo, that's a team, you know.
So I'd just like to state my case why
No badgering the witnesses.
Because I'm assuming that John picked Rooney. So sorry, John. I'm not going to laser target debate wise the vulnerabilities in your squad because they're Wayne Rooney. And the fact
Adam, PK's sitting on a bench texting his bird.
Me and Adam have got 3 differences: keeper, central midfield, and centre forward. And here's my argument for why my choices are better. It's because this team's going to be playing in the Premier League, a league in which Victor Valdez has proven not to be able to cut it anymore, whereas Tom Heaton has hit above mediocrity, which is a reasonable standard. Danny Drinkwater has got the legs that Bastian Schweinsteiger tragically doesn't have anymore.
Would you say that to Schweinsteiger's face, Paul? That's all I want to know.
No, I would hug him and thank him for all he's done. That's what I would do if I met him in person.
That's what you should do.
But I wouldn't put him in my team, ex-Reds or current Reds, sadly. And up front, I think this is all about the tool for the job, because Radamel Falcao, as we know, is a defender, is a centre forward who likes the ball kind of played quite near him and doesn't really have the legs anymore, even though I'm delighted that he's hit some form again. But he's been so patchy, whereas Hernandez basically is just a chance-taking machine, and this is a team that's going to create an absolute ton of chances. So that's why I think, even though I would love to watch Adam's team, even though Adam's team's got players whose chants are the best, I still think my team would beat them.
No. Disagree.
I have to make this.
Disagree completely there. Because basically the ball wouldn't stick up top for you because Javier Hernandez's second touch is a tackle and you can't control the ball. So the likes of Kagawa and Ronaldo and Di Maria, they wouldn't really get much of a chance to get on the ball when you're losing the ball with Hernandez. And then, like, if you look at where was it? Victor Valdez, come on. Him and PK, if this was FIFA, you get that green line between them because they got that chemistry.
It's not though, it's fictional real football.
And Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger in that midfield. For me, look, I know they're not, Schweinsteiger hasn't got the legs anymore in him. But with Kagawa, Ronaldo, Di Maria and Falcao, they don't need to move. They can just sit and allow those 4 to cause damage up top. And then, if you think about it, Cristiano Ronaldo isn't going to stick out wide. He's going to drift into the middle, which means Kagawa is going to have that left-hand side to just explore. And with him and Evra coming down that left-hand side, Ronaldo supporting Falcao through the middle. Oh, my God. Goals galore. Champions League winning team this is, by the way.
It's decision time. No one mentioned Danny Welbeck.
Memphis was on my bench.
Memphis wasn't even thought about by anybody. Januzaj ignored. Alan Smith, not even brought into the conversation.
Rooney was on my bench.
Makeda.
Nani.
There's so many top players that we're seeing playing all over the place. Giuseppe Rossi, I don't even know if he's still playing, but whatever, bringing him up.
Tom Cleverley in for Danny Drinkwater, maybe in my team.
Spanish Tom could have gone in the middle there, and do you know what? If you'd have had Spanish Tom, you may have taken it, because I think Danny Drinkwater's going to struggle with all those nationalities around him, because I don't even think he speaks English.
He won the league with Leicester, a team full of people from all around the world.
And no one brought Bebe into it!
Did really well the other day, Bebe did.
Bebe's mint at A-bar.
Yeah.
I have to say, Paul, I totally agree. I think levels, Heaton is the better goalkeeper of the two. John, you've come third. I'm not even going to tease you with this. You've come third. It's a ridiculous team. You might as well have not played Ronaldo. What are you doing?
Might as well have stayed in bed, John.
Yeah, thanks for getting up so early, but that was awful. So I'm going to say it's down to a couple of minor things. And one of those things is, who's the better goalkeeper? Well, I think Paul's got the better goalkeeper. I think Heaton just edges it over Valdez, who, like you said, could have not played 3/4 of the games he played for Barcelona and still got clean sheets.
Really? Their defence is all over the place?
Don't worry about it. So,
I mean, no one else ever had the ball.
So then we're looking at the two major differences in the team, and one of the major differences is Drinkwater or Schweinsteiger. The other difference is Hernandez or Falcao. As a fan, I've got to go with Adam's team because it makes me say, I'm going to love the personalities in this team. You've got absolute nutters and fan favourites right the way through the team. You've got Raphael. You've got Evra. You can basically want to cuddle everyone apart from Di Maria. The fact that everyone picked Di Maria really annoyed me. The guy didn't turn up for pre-season training. He needs to RESPECK a little bit.
Put some respect on my name.
I mean,
and Falcao has got the greatest chant in the history of football, and I still wake up in the morning thinking about that. So, Adam's winning because Falcao's in a team, Schweinsteiger's in a team, and football is all about unrealistic romanticism, and I absolutely love Falcao and Schweinsteiger, so there's the winners. Paul did run in very close, though. I might call my next kid Javier. I like it that much as a top name. But, John?
I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, I would definitely go back to bed and think about your choices in life.
For you, mate.
Because...
Sleep well, John.
Really?
Yep.
Rooney is a number 8.
No PK. Come on.
And no PK. I mean, I'm all for a bit of Michael Keane, but come on, man, mate. Right, anyway, what do you guys reckon? Get your ex-United 11. Who can get the most obscure ex-United 11 in as well? Get your...
Do people realise it's ones that are currently playing, Steve?
Yeah, it's not... Yeah, no one's throwing out, like, Eric Cantona.
Someone starts screwing out George Best. Or something like that.
Current players that are playing that used to play for Manchester United, regardless of the level, regardless if they made first-team appearances. So... You guys get your 11s in below. See who can get the weirdest, most obscure. Can you get all of one nationality? Can you get all of your whatever? See what you can do. Can you get all left footers? That'd be funny. Get it all in the comments below. We're going for 500k this season. You guys can help us get there. Go and follow these guys on social media. Don't abuse John for his bad team at Mr. John Shin. Don't go on Twitter and type, what the hell are you thinking at Mr. John Shin. #nuts. Don't do that. I won't retweet every single one that does. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.